Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia here, and welcome back to the Overwatch World Cup Roundup 2019 Team China preview. There are only 3 teams left to preview ahead of this year's Overwatch World Cup, and coming in at number 3, we have last year's runners-up, Team China. This team made a massive impression last year. With some very good up-and-coming players, they managed to upset a lot of the odds and make it to the final where they eventually lost to South Korea. Along the way, they beat teams such as Finland and Canada, finalists from the year before. These teams are no pushovers. The performances from the players of Team China at Blizzcon earned a lot of them contracts in the Overwatch League with new franchises that entered the league last year. Let's take a look at the organisation for Team China this year then, and nothing really has changed compared to last year apart from the addition of a second coach. And to be quite honest, why would you change things with how well it went last year for this team? China's general manager is Chu once more, their community lead is Xiao Gui, and their head coach is Rui, who returns this year, and they have added Creed as their assistant coach this year. Sorry if I'm butchering any names here. Rui is currently head coach of the Chengdu Hunters, who had a better than expected first season in the Overwatch League, getting to the end of season play-in tournament but missed out on the overall playoffs after losing to the Guangzhou Charge. Creed is currently an assistant coach for the other Chinese Overwatch League team, the Shanghai Dragons. There has been a massive improvement from the Dragons this season, so clearly something has worked. On to Team China's roster for this year then, and we will start with the supports as we always do. And there was one change for Team China in this department this year. Out goes Sky, and in comes the Chengdu Hunters support player Kyo. Kyo had a good season for the overachieving Chengdu Hunters, and will be a great addition to this Team China squad. Before joining the Overwatch League, he also spent time at Team CC in Chinese Contenders. The second support for Team China will be Yveltal, who will be returning this year. He also plays for the Chengdu Hunters and is another player who has had a very good season after his breakthrough 2018 World Cup appearance. Before joining the Chengdu Hunters, he played for Linjian Esports in Contenders China. On to the tank line for Team China this year, and again only one change. One of the star players of last year's World Cup, Guzhui, returns for Team China this year after being snapped up by new Overwatch League franchise Hangzhou Spark after the World Cup last year. The flex tank role is where we see the change, as Late Young will not be featuring this year, and instead has been replaced by Elsa. Both play for the Chengdu Hunters, and so it must have been a hard choice for Team China to choose between them. Elsa is a bit more flexible in his hero pool compared to Late Young though, and so this could be the reason why. Lastly, we will take a look at the DPS for China then, and again we see some changes compared to the roster we saw last year. They do take 3 DPS players as they did last year, but it'll only be Leave who returns to the squad for another shot at the title. Leave currently plays for, yes you guessed it, the Chengdu Hunters, and had a very good season last year alongside his fellow DPS Jinmu, who will be featuring for Team China this year for the very first time. Jinmu has been dubbed as one of the best, if not the best, Pharahs in the world during the Overwatch League season, and with good reason. He almost single-handedly secured wins for the Chengdu Hunters at times. The last DPS for Team China will be Eileen, who is currently signed to the Guangzhou Charge, and featured in the 2017 World Cup for China. Eileen is another player who had a very good Overwatch League season, especially when he has been able to run the Doomfist, something we could see at this World Cup. So that is your roster for Team China this year, and this one is certainly one to watch out for. In my opinion, this team has only improved since their second place finish last year, and when you look at their roster, they really should all be on the same page, as most of these players currently all play for the Chengdu Hunters. I would expect Leave and Jinmu to start together unless China want to run the Doomfist, and this would mean that Guzhui would be the only player who does not play with these players on a weekly basis. There is no other team in the World Cup with this amount of synergy between all of the players on the roster, and this could prove vital for China this year. Can they take that extra step and win it all this year? Well, only time will tell. South Korea is still a very big hurdle to overcome, but if I was a team like the United States and I saw that we had been drawn against China, I would be worried. They could very well be the second best or even the best team in this competition this year. But that will be it for Team China, as we move on to the last 2 teams for this year, and coming in at number 2 we have Team Canada, who have a very good record in the World Cup, but can they take that extra step this year? We shall see. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next video. See you now.